Be sure to subscribe for more content.
What is up, ladies and gents? Welcome to the BigBC Finance Channel, and I hope you're having a very lovely day today. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about Luna 2.0, what has happened to it recently, as well as where I predict the price to go to in the near future, as well as some key price levels and some trades I'm looking to make. So be sure to stay tuned for all of that. Of course, if you appreciate the daily analysis on this channel, then be sure to subscribe. And without further ado, let's jump into what Luna 2.0 is doing. So let's get those annotations back up from last week, and basically what we have here is this long bullish channel that Luna 2.0 has been following this whole time in October. Obviously there's been a couple of breakouts such as down here, such as up here, but generally speaking the price has never spent too long outside of this bullish channel. And now what we see the price doing is really consolidating, but kind of just below the support line that we have. So it looks like off the first glance already, we see Luna 2.0 starting to abandon its bullish channel, starting to not really care about this trend line that we've had at the bottom here, which has been quite a strong support for us, but it's not necessarily bearish, because of course if it was a really respected trend line, we would have seen the price tank down kind of like this, but in a more decisive fashion, so something like this. But of course we're kind of just hovering in this area, we're just consolidating at the moment, and of course with every consolidation there could be a big move building up for it. So first of all, if we look for patterns that could be forming, immediately I already see something that basically looks like this. In fact, we can just join the bottoms here, and it kind of looks very neat and very perfect when you kind of connect this bottom here with this bottom here and these several touches of the bottom down there. So we've got our support that Luna 2.0 has followed 4 times now, we could say. So once there, and right now within just literally the past hour. And of course we can join it with a resistance that kind of looks like this, for example. And of course, as you can see with the resistance as well, we've got one test up here, we've got several tests in this region which are very well respected. So we've got at least 3 there, one where the price does come up a little bit but then goes back down quite quickly after, and we've got one final test here. So we've got a resistance that's been tested 5 or 6 times. And of course, if this all holds, if this triangle is respected, this would actually be pretty exciting, because a decision should be made within just a couple of hours. In fact, we can measure that. We can measure that with our date range here, and we can say, okay, the end of the triangle is within 7 or 8 hours, depending, given a certain margin of error. We could say it's maybe up to 10-12 hours or so, but basically for the sort of time frames that I look at, this is a very short time frame, and we should see a decision made here on Luna 2.0 within just a few hours. We're literally right at the apex of the triangle now, and rarely does the price go to the very corner here. So what we really could see within the next few hours is a breakout. And of course, guys, if you've been watching this channel, triangles often give quite reliable price targets, and the price target of a triangle is just the first test of support and resistance. And the first test of support and resistance of this triangle is, well, to say the least, very big. Have a look at this 31% gap here. This is a distance of 0.76, so 76 cents. So if I were to draw this here, so for example, if we saw a breakout of this triangle, the price came above and started going upwards with a lot of momentum, then of course we could actually see an ultimate price target there of $3.40. Now, every time I look at that price target, it validates it more if we've seen the price use this level as a support or resistance in the past. And if you have a look there, it's been a decent resistance in this region here. So $3.40 is a pretty solid level for Luna 2.0 to reach if we do see a breakout of that triangle. So that would be our upper target, $3.40. And of course, it was a resistance previously at some point as well. So that's always good to see. It's always encouraging when the price target has been a previous support or resistance. So that's our upwards target if this is indeed a triangle. And of course, if we do break out but on the downside, which is always a possibility with a triangle, then the price target becomes $1.83. Now that represents a 41% loss there if that does happen. So that would be a mega move to make if we do break out of the triangle. So of course, with every triangle breakout, I will be taking profits at key levels. So for example, if we break out from the upside, I'm going to be taking profits where this resistance when the price intersects this resistance. So if the price makes it up to this region, for example, then I'll be taking profits when it touches the line. And in this case, that will be around the $3 mark. And of course, if it keeps on going, then I'll still have a position in to the very end at $3.40. But I would take some of the position out of $3 to lock in some of those profits. Some other regions that I'm looking at involve these Fibonacci levels. So $2.90 has always been a key level for me. $2.80 as well. I'll be taking out a percentage of the position and so on and so forth. So these Fibonacci levels that you see here are going to be places where I'm taking profits. And typically when I say take profits, I'll take out, say, 20% of the position in one fib, 20% here, 20% here. And if I'm happy with the amount I've made, if I've made a certain percentage from my initial investment already, then I might just leave the rest to hit that $3.38 region. And that's what I mean by taking some of the position out, taking profits from my position. And of course, I'll do the same for if we break below the support. If we break below the support, then some key levels that I'll be taking profits is this $2.40 level, and of course this $2.20 level before the ultimate price target of $1.80 there. But of course, again, that is quite a massive triangle, and whether we actually do see that, and of course, if we do see a breakout, we might have to be patient as well, because a quick ride up to $3.38 is unlikely. Of course, we saw this massive pump here, so it could look something like this. We could see a massive breakout like that, but of course, if we don't see that, that doesn't mean that we're not going to get there. It just means that we have to be a little bit more patient. Maybe we see something like this. So for example, if we break out from the upside of Luna 2.0, we could see something that kind of looks like this, of course, with some resistance at some key levels, maybe even a downturn like this, but eventually, you know, we ride it up to $3.38, $3.40 from this triangle breakout here. And the same for the downside as well. So that's just something I'm keeping my eye on. Of course, for today, the markets did open very green as well. So that's another consideration that I want to take. Of course, if you look at the cryptos, the largest cryptos here on the side, they're all green on the market open today, which is good. Bitcoin is up to 19,600. And is following this bullish channel. So of course we look at Bitcoin as well, because you know what Bitcoin does kind of dictates what a lot of other altcoins will do in the crypto market. So you know, if Bitcoin's following a bullish direction, chances are altcoins like Luna 2.0 could follow similar price action. Of course, if we see a large pump or a large dump in Bitcoin, then Luna 2.0 can do the same. And at the moment, you know, looking at Bitcoin is generally following this uptrend, at least on the short term anyway. You know, we've bounced off the support multiple times. We've crossed this long-term resistance, and we're no longer following this downtrend that we followed from around the 5th of October till the inflation data came out. So we did break through that, which is a very good sign that Bitcoin's got a more bullish future ahead of it in the near future. And of course, with Bitcoin having a bullish future, we could see that with Luna 2.0 as well. So we can see definitely some upwards movement. Of course, there's going to be some key levels where I'm going to be taking the profits, as I said, from those fib levels. So $2.79, $2.80 is key, $2.90 is key. And then of course, this resistance line here still holds a lot of weight with me as well. So I'll be taking profits if the price gets up to this region. But generally speaking, and if we follow a more bearish trend here on Luna 2.0, then we could break below this support level. So at the moment, the support level is holding the price up. But if we break below this support level here, then, you know, as I say, we can see the prices touch some key fibs at $2.40, at $2.20, and then ultimately at $1.80 at the very lowest price there. But of course, I don't expect that to be reached for at least a couple of days if we were to break out below this triangle. So I will make an update video if that ever happens. Of course, I do think there's going to be a price movement in the next few hours if we do break out of this triangle. Of course, it's not guaranteed, but if there is a price breakout, then I will be updating my trading view. So be sure to follow me on my trading view for all the trades that I do make. The link for it is in the description below. But otherwise, guys, that's pretty much all I have to say in this video. This is what I'm observing here on Luna 2.0. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.